That,
Oh yeah, he
God,
told me.
no.
He said I got up at 5 o'clock to watch
Yeah,
this.
to
I was
watch
like,
the
what?
funeral. When are they gonna lay this woman to
I
rest?
thought he said I got up at 5 o'clock to watch the news, and I was like, what kind of news you watching
No,
at
he got
five
up at
o'clock?
5 o'clock in
He
the
said
morning
no
to
funeral.
watch the funeral,
I was like,
child.
oh, all
5
right
o'clock in
then.
the morning to watch the funeral. It's gonna be on TV all day online.
I thought they were gonna do it on the weekend or something. I was like, oh, all right then.
It was on the weekend. The other part,
The pre funeral.
yeah, where people was walking around viewing the casket and stuff. They should have put her in one of them things like they put the Pope.
What they put the Pope in?
So you know the glass, so
But
you
he's
could see
standing up.
her.
He's standing up like
No, he wasn't.
deuces,
He wasn't standing up goofy.
deuces.
He just be in a glass casket, a
Yeah.
open glass casket, so you could see like his whole body and stuff.
Oh.
I wanted to see what outfit they put on her. I bet you she was clean.
Mm-hmm. She probably had on a G-string and a pull-up
You so
bra. And
stupid.
stuff.
Gizmo, will you stop? I bet you she was clean, honey. I know she had on her ball gown and they had her crown on top of the casket, so they didn't have her crown. She probably had on a makeshift crown that they buried her with. Because I don't think they buried the crown. Because the crown got that big old diamond on it.
You ain't burying that crown.
You ain't gonna bury that crown.
We're gonna have to
Because
have
supposedly that diamond belongs to Africa. And the African people want their diamond back. And then it's a ruby or something that belongs to India. And the Indian people want, like, y'all really think that they gonna be out here snatching diamonds and rubies off of this dead woman's crown to return it back to the country?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
they're not doing that, child.
You let them get up there, they will.
They're not going to. You're not getting anything back.
They gonna
If
raid
she
the
had
mausoleum. Mausoleum raid.
You ain't getting nowhere near that mausoleum. They're not playing with the queen. They're not playing with where they bury the monarchs. You're not gonna do that. Now they did that stupid stuff here.
Indiana Jones will go get it.
I didn't realize that Abraham Lincoln's mausoleum had been broke into so many times that they literally had to move his body to, like, his monument
They breaking
is.
Elvis.
I don't believe Elvis is where they say
Elvis
he's
ain't
buried.
Elvis ain't dead though. That's
Elvis is dead, but I
No,
don't
he's
believe
not.
he's
Man,
buried.
I seen him twice over in Oakland.
You saw him when we went to L.A.
Yeah, I saw him out there, but I saw him in Oakland too.
I ain't
He
seen
was at the
him.
gas station.
I ain't seen him in Oakland.
He was arguing because somebody had cheated him on the pump. He was making a fool of himself too. I was like, damn.
Was it
Elvis?
Fat Elvis or Skinny
It was
Elvis?
Fat Elvis.
Oh Lord,
That's the cool
Not
Elvis.
Fat Elvis.
Yeah.
Skinny Elvis, I think, was the best Elvis.
No, it's not. Fat Elvis.
Fat Elvis, he had to slow down. He wasn't doing as much. Skinny Elvis was the one that was out there doing all the tricks and stuff.
Doing tricks.
Yeah, he was out there twerking and spinning around and doing Michael Jackson and all kind of stuff. That was Skinny Elvis. Fat Elvis was just out there singing
Leave Fat Elvis alone.
and sweating. He had got to the point where he was doing so much. Lord, Patti LaBelle threw up on stage yesterday.
Ooh. You've done it all now, girl.
Yeah.
You've done it all.
When you legit...
But Patty is like...
You didn't feel that coming?
She at 90. She couldn't
I
tell
don't
all that
care.
stuff.
You didn't feel it coming. You run off the stage.
So she was just on the mic and just all of a sudden... Blah,
she was on the mic and she just...
projectile vomit?
Yeah. She stopped and she kind of turned to the side and people was running towards her. They didn't know what happened, and by the time they got to her, she was just like. I was like, they couldn't get her off the
Is she okay
stage.
though? Was she just it's just something she ate?
Must have been, or people were saying maybe it was too hot because wherever the concert was, I guess it was hot there, and they think maybe she overheated. Or
She
I
gonna
mean,
be back
shit,
to
she
finish her
old.
set.
Is she coming back?
She come back, finish her set. Give her a towel and a breath mint.
Oh my
Bring her back on
God!
stage.
No, let her go home. This was a bad weekend for celebrities, though. Patti LaBelle threw up on stage. Kendrick Lamar or somebody fell in a hole
Damn.
on the stage,
Ouch.
and like first they thought his ribs were cracked,
Golly.
but they weren't cracked, they were bruised. So it was this big hole in the stage. I don't know if that was where the light show or something, but anyway, like bruh, they didn't tell you to stay away from that
There's a
hole.
hole in the stage.
There's a hole in the stage. Now,
You may want to steer clear.
don't go around that hole. He fell in the hole, child. Fell all on his chest, and like
Lord.
like they had to go out there and help him. The medics had to look at him. He had to go to the hospital after the show. I think he came back and finished the show after they took him to the back and looked at him and stuff. But it was pretty bad to the point where he was, talked about how much in pain he was in. Y'all, if you hear a lot of scrunching, Gizmo was trying to get comfortable. He just took his meds.
Oh, you got the thing on?
Yes, child.
All this time?
All this whole time.
I could have been saying stuff like,
Don't say it, okay? Because
why do
you know now, so don't say it. So hey y'all, we are here. The Peanut Gallery is here. He is just outside the view of the camera, and
on purpose.
for one, he got the same shirt on he had on yesterday.
And nobody know what shirt I had on yesterday. So what? Oh my goodness.
He got the same shirt on he had on yesterday. So we are here to talk about what we talking about, child? The Warrior King.
Oh yeah.
Is it what? No, what's the name of it?
Yeah, that was it.
Oh. So we went and saw it Saturday
Yeah.
with Viola Davis, look, let me see who else was in it. Oh, not you. So oh no, it's not Warrior King, it's Woman King.
Isn't that what you said?
No, I said Warrior.
Oh. Shame on
Woman King.
you. Shame on you.
I don't even know what I titled this live, but it's Woman King. I hope I don't have to go back and change that. So the movie was based on the female, what is it, Agoge?
Agoge.
Agoge
Or the Mino, either or.
warriors of the, what tribe is it?
Dahomey.
Dahomey tribe of Africa. So the Dahomey people, I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you the ghetto way. The Dahomey people and the Yoruba people have been funking for years, and the Yoruba people was beating up the Dahomey people, wasn't
Yeah,
they?
because they outnumbered them.
They outnumbered them.
14-1.
So they was like just tearing them up, just choking them out and stuff. And then the women was like, okay, we got something for y'all.
Well, Well, they didn't have enough in their army. There weren't enough men,
Men
so they started.
training the women.
Yeah, the women started training.
And the women were vicious.
Yeah,
I
they.
mean, savage. They trained hard. They worked out. They had, a certain regimen. They had a very strict training that they went through as young women. They took a vow not to have any children, not to get married, not to do none of that stuff because having babies and getting married and taking a husband will distract you from your service because they were of service to the king, and they had a job to do. So I don't have time to stop training to go breastfeed my baby or cook a meal for my husband. I don't have time for all that. I'm taking
Well,
care of the
that
kid.
was the same model as the Dora Milaje was in Black
In
Panther.
Black Panther,
That's where they
because
got
they
that.
were, yeah,
That's where they
they
modeled
modeled
that
them
that
after
from.
these women. So I'm not going to tell you the whole storyline, and we're not going to go into all of the well, they sold slaves and did all of that. You have to watch the movie for yourself. The movie was good. I was really upset to hear that there was a hashtag for people saying to boycott the movie. If we don't watch these period pieces, how will we have any understanding of what happened in the history of Black people? The only thing we understand is our ancestors were brought here on slave ships. We don't understand how. We don't understand who did what, how it happened, or anything. But it did happen. And there was, you know, um, trading by African people. African people did help in the slave trade. But you have to realize that it was done for a reason. You know, a lot of these tribes didn't have food, they didn't have resources. Some of them were hungry. Cuz you have to look at the fact that back then when people got sick, if they didn't have, they didn't have medicine like we have now, and if something bad happened, it could wipe out a whole tribe. If the crops and stuff didn't survive that year, that took a toll on the people because then the people wouldn't be strong enough to fight off other animals, other people. So when the white man came and he had resources and he had food to trade, things happened. Okay? This was a totally different era. Everything was, the mindset was different. Everything was different than it is now. So, yes, there was some help from African people to bring our people over here. But I don't think that a movie should be boycotted because it tells some of the truth. It's part of our history. I don't see people boycotting Jewish movies when it tells their true history. So why do we as Black people want to boycott movies like that when these movies are shown? It helps Black actors. This movie was predominantly Black. There were only a few white people in the movie. And of course, those white people were the traitors. What else would they be? Everybody else in the movie was Black. And you have to look at the fact that not only were there Black people in the movie, but I'm pretty sure the set people that helped with the costumes, people that did the makeup, the makeup artists, the people that did the hair, all of those people were black. And if we don't support these type of movies, then these people won't have jobs. We should have been supporting this movie just like we supported Black Panther. Black Panther was a whole made up ass story. At least this is loosely based on the truth. These people really are actual people. But you can go and support a cartoon character, an animated character, and not support, but want to boycott real people. It's something wrong with us. It is something seriously wrong with us. History is painful, but it's very important. It's important for our children to see this, and it's important for us to see it, for us to really understand who our people, who our ancestors were. Were they fighting for land? Not in this story, but I'm pretty sure they were. The story did not show them fighting for. Was they fighting for land? They weren't fighting for land. No, not in this story.
No, this was at the time of this era. This part was pretty much near the end of their reign. At this point, the Dahomey tribe was probably one of the greatest tribes in Africa at that time. They were wealthy. They had money. They had weapons. They had power. They had all of that because they did the history, and they don't go through a whole lot of this in the movie. The movie was good. The story was good. They had the stories in there, and that was good. It really was. The characters all did an excellent job. The acting, it was PG-13, so it's rated that way because they're targeting a certain audience.
It wasn't a lot of. It was insinuated. Well, that stuff was going on, but you don't see it.
Lot of blood.
You don't see the blood.
It wasn't a whole lot of that going on. It wasn't gory or anything like that. So, which made it. You saw it and you understood it, but you didn't. They didn't have a whole lot of that in there to keep that rating. One of the things about this, it's loosely based, and regardless of whether people say it's accurate or not, the whole thing is that it is so that you can go back and you can study the history. I really didn't know anything about the Dahomey tribe until earlier this year. I had heard about warrior tribes and just happened to come across it. But I didn't really know about this particular tribe and the women until the movie started to come out and they were producing it and stuff. So still, that's what it's about. You can't get your history from the film.
Right.
You're not, because Hollywood's going to do what Hollywood do. They're going to make it entertaining and things like that. There's a lot behind the women there and that tribe and the things they did to get their wealth and stuff like that. All that's there. That's history. And it's up to you to say whether you liked it or not, whether you're going to judge them or not for what they did. But they were in a situation where they were getting beat by the Yoruba. They were getting picked on by the Yoruba, and they needed to form an army. They did. And that army turned out to be really good. So good that they started making deals with the Europeans.
Yeah, the colonizers.
And for weapons and things like that, so they can get stronger. None of that's depicted in the movie. This is just history and stuff like that.
Well, it's glanced over.
They do. They mention things like that in there. So if you're interested in the history, you can look that up and
that's something that if you are really interested in, African history, this would be something for you to go back and research. There are videos. Lupita, I guess Lupita
Yeah.
Nyong'o was supposed to be in this project until she did a little bit of history, and I guess she kind of found out that the Dahomey people had kind of did something to her people or her
Well,
um
she
ancestors.
and if you get a chance, look her up. It's you can just look up Lapita Warrior Woman. I think it Warrior Women. It's something like that. But
She
you can
did a whole
always
video on
yeah.
YouTube
It's about close to an hour, 45 minutes. So it's really really
where
good.
she actually went back and was like talking to,
The
some
actual
people
ancestors and stuff like
who
that.
had actual ancestors who had been through some things with the Dahomey people.
Yeah,
And
she wanted to
she was
find out the
like,
history for it.
nah, I don't want to be. And she just was like, she didn't want to be a part of the
Well, I
movie
guess she was
based
supposed to be
on.
slated to be to star alongside Viola Davis, and I don't know. I mean, I've heard it said that because of she went and saw the history and turned down the role. I don't know,
Because
but
Lupita is Nigerian, I think. I think her family is Nigerian. I know that her family still has a compound in Africa where she does stay when she wants to get away from LA, and she goes home. And maybe it just didn't jive with how she felt, because there was a long-standing beef between them and the Yoruba people. And you know how beefs have a tendency to remain for generations. Like, we still don't like them, and that could have been eons ago. And it was eons ago when you think about it.
yeah,
So it's if you want to go back, there are videos. If you just type in the Dahomey people, or
you'll find a
just
lot
type,
now.
you will type.
You'll
There
find a lot
is
now.
a lot of information about it, and just look at some of the information before you go and watch the movie. But I will say, watch the movie if you are, into history and stuff. Watch the movie. It's a good movie. Don't fall into the trap of boycotting stuff just because a few random people on Twitter say boycott something. Because I mean, the slave trade was real. We cannot argue the fact that that happened and that there were Africans that had a hand in that.
Yeah, as you
It
can,
happened.
in a
Just like
way, it
when
kind of
people
makes
were
sense.
slaves here, you had other slaves that would be snitching on the slaves who was,
I'm a
oh,
house
oh
nigga.
what they, massa, I heard they about to run away. That's just stuff that happens. That's just part of the game. Your ancestor could have been a snitch. Who
But
knows?
ultimately, you do what you want to do. Do
That
what you
too.
want to do. If you want to boycott it, boycott it. Shit, hey, look, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over it. I'm gonna eat well tomorrow. um, it is what it is, and whether the movie succeeds or not, the expression is out there, and
Well, I
it's gonna
hope it
peak.
succeeds. It
Well,
it
it's
did do good at the box. It did better at the box office than what they thought,
I mean,
which is good.
as far as I'm concerned, it succeeded. It inspired me to look deeper into it. It inspired me to get educated about certain things, and so it worked for me.
Yeah, it worked for me too.
What it does for society as a whole and other people, that's going to be up to them, and people are going to like it or they're not, and that's fine. But for me, it worked. It solidified some things that I kind of knew, and it opened me up to things that I had no idea about. So, yeah, the whole experience for me is a win. and just even doing watching Lupita's documentary, it was nice. She got involved in it because she did the movie. She did Black Panther, and she found out later that the Dora Milaje was based off of the Homemade tribe, and so she was curious.
And so,
And,
who
and
are these
and she
people?
had access to it. She said, "Well, let me go and look up this." And she went and she discovered things and found out things and stuff like that, and it just deepened her beliefs and things like that. So it turns out it was really interesting. So for me, I found the movie entertaining, and the movie was really, it was done well.
Yeah, it
and
had a really good story.
and through the other videos and documentaries I've seen. Now, if you want some real good, one guy that's really good at African history is Homefront. I think that channel was Homefront.
I'll look it up.
I love the way he puts together his information. He's been talking about the Dahomey tribe for years. I'm talking like 7, 8 years ago, and his information is really informative. It's bite sized. He don't give long things. He'll talk about tribes and particular African history. It's bite sized, about 15 minutes, 12 minutes, 10 minutes, and really informative. I go there often to get
Is it
educated.
Best Movie Clip Studio?
No, I think his channel is. Oh, wow. This is where we should have had all this stuff in the description. Um,
I don't think it's Homefront because when I looked up Homefront, something else
the
came up.
home team is home something, home base.
Lord, he don't know, child.
Nah, I gotta find it now.
Yeah, human trafficking is real too.
Oh, that's it. It's called. Hold on. Home team history. That's what it is. Home team history. Home team being one word in history. That's where I love his.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. He got the African looking
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Home
Okay, so
team
this is
history.
the channel.
Yeah, he has lots of great
So if you go
information.
there, he
Um,
has a lot of
all of it is African
African
history.
history. And
And
if you don't, you have to research African history to be able to understand it. Don't just take other people's word for African history. You have to research it. That's, one thing I wish that I had delved deeper into African history when I was in college. Like I started and then uh tapped out after one semester, but I wish I had delved deeper into the African history because even in the African history, it goes into African religions, the culture, the religion, how people dress, all of that stuff. Even in this movie, it did touch on Ifa, the practice of Ifa. So the Dahomey people practiced Ifa, but the Yoruba people practiced Ifa also. So I'm like, how you have two countries or two regions of Africa funking with each other but praying to the same God? Like how? But we do that too as Christians. We out here funking with each other and we all praying to Jesus.
mhm.
So It's basically the same thing. But it's an interesting movie. It has a nice storyline, and if you go back and do your own research and really look at the history, like do a little bit of research before you go and watch the movie, I think you'll understand it better. You'll have a better understanding
But see,
of
that's
the
that's how they
movie.
set that up. They set up the movie as is, and they gave you everything you needed to know. Like they said, they talked a little bit about the background. They spoke on. They didn't. They didn't really talk about the origin and how the woman tribe or the woman warriors had started. They didn't really talk about that because in history, even on that channel, that home team history, he didn't have the exact origins. A lot of it is speculated because of certain things that came about. So just be entertained.
Well,
Go in and take the
a
movie.
lot of the African history is word of mouth.
Yeah,
It's not everything is not written down in history books. It's the history is passed down from generation to generation. So, you're only going to get a certain amount from that.
yeah. Just
Unless,
be entertained.
but yeah, just
Go
go and
go in there because it is a good
if you
story.
can be entertained by
And
Black Panther, then why can't you? Like if we can watch Black Panther and be entertained by it and love that story so much, and nothing about Black Panther is real. Nothing. That's from a
Wakanda's real.
cartoon character.
Wakanda's real.
Wakanda is not real.
I'm going to
Wakanda is
Wakanda.
not a real place.
I'm going to Wakanda.
Wakanda is not even loosely based on a real place. It's made up.
I'm going to Wakanda.
But at least this story is real. At least these are real people. This is, of course, the storyline is Hollywood, but the story is based on real people, a real place, unlike Wakanda and the Black Panther. Like, you will never go to Wakanda.
Well, but that's
You
how
can go
Hollywood.
to Nigeria.
That's how Hollywood is, though. It was just like it was expressed. I forget on what channel, but they said even if you watch some of the biggest blockbuster movies that was a historic piece, like Braveheart, even though
I don't even remember that.
that was with Mel Gibson,
I
and
know
he
who it
was
was, but
yeah,
I don't remember
but
the
he was
movie.
doing the thing of William Wallace. They said none of that. That whole movie was
And didn't it
all
win an Oscar or something?
yeah, and it's based on the historic piece during William Wallace's things, but that wasn't accurate. But it was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. So this is the same thing. It's entertaining. But it does, if you're interested, it does inspire you to look things up and find out about it,
Yeah, it
and
should
that's
inspire you
that's the
to.
purpose of it.
Dang, all my stuff down. It
Your
should.
alcohol out. You got
Yes, I'm
alcohol.
all out.
All your gin gone.
I'm a gin gum child. I done drunk all my gin.
I drank all your gin. Drink my gin.
Shit. Drunk all my damn gin. That's it, y'all. That's all we got. I had to squeeze that out of him.
Oh my goodness. Squeeze that
I had to
out.
squeeze that out of him. I'm surprised to hear.
Squeeze that out.
Oh, so y'all pastor, y'all favorite Bishop Whitehead got into it yesterday when somebody came into the church and looked like she was like speaking in tongues or praying or I don't know, y'all. She then jumped up in the middle of the service. He on live, and this woman jumped up and started speaking in tongues, and Bishop Whitehead says she walked towards his wife and he snatched her by the back of her neck and took her down or something. So I guess after church, she called the police and they arrested him and took him down to the precinct and he got out. So this morning, he had a press conference in front of the precinct. People are getting tired of this bishop now. Bishop Whitehead is starting to do just a little bit too much for everybody. Not only these Gucci suits and Prada suits and Louis Vuitton suits, that's not enough. He just has to stay in the media. He has to be out here. I don't know what's going to come next. This whole thing started with him being robbed in the church. So a month ago, his church was robbed. They came in and took $400,000 worth of jewelry off of him and his wife. And now some random woman comes into the church speaking in tongues and coming towards his wife and daughter. So I'm like, what demonic spirit do he have sitting on top of his church that every month something to the point where it's going to make the news is going to happen there? Like, why are people still going to that church? Why y'all still going there?
I want to go there now. Shoot, it sounds like it's going to be fun.
You want to go all the way to New York to go to some random hole in the wall church where people running up in there with guns, robbing the pastor and stuff?
That's an interesting.
Not for me.
That's interesting.
You and Gizmo can go. I ain't going.
Come on, Gizmo. We on road trip.
Don't say come on, because see, now you done made him get up.
Oh,
He want to get out anyway.
road trip.
You want to get out, Poochie?
No, let him stay up there. Let him stay there.
He might have to duke it.
Duke it. You gotta duke it.
He might have to go duke it.
You gotta go duke it.
You see how childish we are? You see how childish we are? He legit gonna just sit here and say dookie. He don't have nothing else to do. Just childish. Dookie. I took a melatonin.
Yeah, we could tell.
At like 5 o'clock this morning. Because I woke up and couldn't go back to sleep. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to get up and take a melatonin. So I took a melatonin. It still took me a long time to go back to sleep. And now I'm drowsy. Like my eyes feel heavy. I don't feel sleepy. I just feel like I'm zoned out. Like I just want to take this wig off and lay down. But I doubt very seriously if I go to sleep. Girl, we act crazy like this all the time. You gotta go bathroom? You gotta go to the bathroom? We don't want you to do too much walking because if he walks too much, he'll be in pain. He'll just He's something, whatever it is, if he move around too much, it'll trigger it. But he do probably need to go to the bathroom. You gonna carry him out there?
Can he just walk around out there?
He won't poop out there.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Take him out there and see, but I don't know. He won't poop. You gotta go poop.
Take him out that way.
I don't want him to go out there and he starts screaming. I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know what to do. Sonny talking about I love it when smart people say. I don't know why it's funny though to say Dookie. I don't know why that's funny to me. I guess I'm just childish, but it is funny. And when I hear other people say it, I get a kick out of it. I don't know. I'm a weirdo, but it is funny to me though. And every time we say it, we both will just start laughing. But we are extremely childish, especially him.
Thank you, man.
You're welcome. He's a little bit more childish than I am. I'm the I'm the I'm the more classy one.
Oh, here we go.
He the one that's childish.
Here we go.
That cookie place is not open on Mondays, huh? Or is it not open on Tuesday?
I think
it's not open on Monday.
It's not open Monday.
They probably bake
I don't
them.
think they open till Wednesday. I think because they're
No.
open on the weekend. They're open
No,
Saturday, Sunday.
They open Tuesday. They probably bake on Mondays because they're open Saturday and Sunday, so they probably bake on Mondays. And I think they open back up on Tuesday.
They don't open till like 10 o'clock or something like that. They come in, they can bake that stuff. Ain't like it's.
I know they need to bake at night.
Ain't nobody gonna come there. I gotta bake these cookies for tomorrow. Ain't nobody coming there doing all that. Them cookies, they ain't nothing but Toll House cookies anyway.
You so crazy.
Throw them in the oven.
Those are not no damn Toll.
Get there half hour
Those are not
early.
no Toll House cookies, child.
Get there half hour early.
Them little worker bees back there making them cookies.
Shoot.
They're not crumble. This is not crumble cookies. This is a place that it's a crumble wannabe. That is similar to crumble. They pick up my thing right there because I don't want you to step on it. They picked up Crumble's style. So they have four or five cookies that they release. But this place, I think, only releases cookies once a month. Where Crumble changes their cookies once a week. And this place is not too far from our house. And they're not as big and thick and dense and sweet as Crumble. So I like these a lot more. Like you can actually eat a whole cookie. I can't eat a whole Crumble cookie. It's too big, it's too dense, and it's too sweet for me. So we waiting on the rain. Hey girl. We ain't seen you in a long time. We waiting on the rain, y'all. Oh, maybe it's not gonna rain today. I guess it's just gonna be ugly. Oh no. At 7 o'clock, 7 p.m., it's a 40% chance. Cloudy conditions expected. And it is cloudy. I made that video earlier. I came in the house, ate my breakfast. By the time I ate breakfast, the clouds had rolled in. And now it's dark. So, it's just going to be cloudy for the rest of the day, looks like. You working, girl? Well, we just came by to talk about the Woman King movie because we did see it this weekend, and to kind of tell people to, don't get caught up in that whole boycott situation Go out and see things for yourself. Just because somebody on Twitter is talking about boycotting the movie, go see it for yourself. Don't, believe everybody's hype. Do your own research. Okay. Well, we do need rain because it don't rain that often here in California. So we can use a little bit of cleansing rain. We could use a little bit. Now I don't want it to rain a whole lot. I'm be over the rain super quick. But it felt kind of good to see people yesterday, to see like little kids out in their little raincoats and little rain boots and stuff. Because I always think little kids look so cute in the little yellow raincoats and little rain boots. And I saw a few people who had dug out their Uggs. I ain't even dug my Uggs out yet. But I saw a few people that were out. They had dug their Ugg boots out, and they had the little coats on and stuff. And I was like, all right, well, some of these California people cold. Because if it drops down below 50 degrees, when it starts to drop into the 50s, us Californians, we gonna pull out a coat. We gonna pull out them little down jackets, because everybody in California owned them puffy coats, the lightweight puffy jackets. Everybody out here owned those. So soon as it get in the like 60s, and it's in the high 50s. It's not like the low 50s. But soon as it drop down to the 60s, we gonna put on a coat. It's 69 degrees. So the low is 56. When it get down in there, we gonna put a jacket on. We gonna pull out them Ugg boots. Cause I was thinking to myself, okay, let me find my socks. Because yesterday we went out to dinner and I had on my Crocs and didn't have any socks on. And when we got in the restaurant and sat down, it had started raining. I was like, oh shit, did he poop?
Okay, yeah, he did.
Okay.
Go in your house, buddy. Good boy. Yeah, let me go. Yeah.
Okay. Good boy. It had started raining. And I had, my Crocs on. I didn't have on any socks. I was like, shit, my feet gonna get wet. They didn't. By the time we left the restaurant, it had stopped raining. It had stopped raining. And by the time we got home, it was drizzling on the way. And by the time we pulled in the driveway, it had stopped raining. So my feet didn't get wet. But I was like, okay, it's time for me to pull my socks out. It's probably time for me to start wearing socks again, because I don't wear socks in the summer. I'm wearing my flip-flops and, Crocs. There's no need to wear socks. Your feet will get, like my feet, I have really sweaty feet. And my feet overheat. My feet get so hot. My feet get so hot that I will start to feel nauseated because my feet get so hot. So I'm not wearing no socks. But now, now my body will flip the script and my feet will get so cold that I will get sick. Like I will just, start to feel like I'm going to start shivering and everything. So it's time for me to pull the socks out, and the cute little fuzzy, socks that I wear around the house when it's cold and stuff. And it's time to pull out the warm, fuzzy pajama pants and lounge pants and, all the little cutesy lounge wear that you wear in the wintertime. And right now it's time to go and get your Halloween socks and, new slippers. Because I got to have new slippers every year. I have to. I have to have new pajamas for Christmas and new slippers every year. Because I want to be cute. And I have to have like really cute loungewear. Because if it's going to be cold and I'm going to be stuck in the house, I just got spooked. I saw somebody walk past that window and forgot that my husband said he was going outside to get the dog poop. That was him. I was like, oh shit, somebody out there by our house. But that was my husband. It's still an easy 98 degrees in Texas, and I will bet Hobby Lobby Ben put their Christmas stuff up. Hobby Lobby started putting their Christmas stuff up in August, I think. As a matter of fact, we gonna go to Hobby Lobby next week because we going out that way to the movies. They start putting they been put their Christmas stuff up. It's like, because Hobby Lobby are gonna gloss over Halloween because they're a Christian store. So they don't do Halloween. That's not one of their, I don't think they sell Halloween stuff. And if they do, it's fall themed. It's not, witches and stuff. They're just gonna do like pumpkins and fall season stuff, all the pumpkin spice stuff and all that kind of stuff. They don't do witch stuff because they're a Christian based store. So they jumped right on from the 4th of July. They went from 4th of July stuff, all of their red, white, and blue to Christmas. And when I went in there and saw that they was already putting up their Christmas trees and stuff, I was like, you know what? I can't do this in August. I can't. Because I don't like when I enjoy Halloween. I enjoy all of the Halloween stuff and I like that. So don't skip over Halloween just because y'all Christians. Other people want to enjoy Halloween. So that's that, y'all. Make sure you watch the video that I just posted about Adrian and our best friend Connection Rejection. I'm back on Connection's neck because I said that after my birthday, I was going to get back on everybody. So I'm back on Connection's ass. Shit. I'm back on her, honey, after she done called me a gap tooth bitch. I want to say this too. It's sad to me when I try to post, when I want to share things about my family, my grandkids. And I know that it's some ignorant people in this world. I know that it is. But it still bothers me that it is. So I posted a picture of my grandson. And I caught him in a weird stance because he was on the field. I shouldn't even have to explain this. But anyway, I posted a picture of my grandson and some idiot said, "Where's his pom-poms?" So, first I was like, I said, like at your mama's house where your pom-poms are. But then I was like, that's, I just deleted the comment. But sometimes I just wonder why it is that adults have to do stuff like that. Like, this is an 11-year-old child who is playing football for the first time. And you had to say something negative about a proud moment that, we're having as grandparents. Like, some of y'all people out here in the world are just so hateful. You're so hurt. Your own life is so jacked up. You're just so hateful that you look at a situation with a child and you can't just say, "Oh, wow, that's great. It's good to see kids, playing football or, into sports or, keep telling him, keep encouraging him." Because he had they lost Saturday and he had such a hard time with, losing. Kids don't want to lose. This is, his first year playing football. And some of you adults are sad. Y'all sad. That's why sometimes I don't want to even share. Because I know it's going to be a bad apple. Somebody is going to come out and say something that is going to be rude. I mean, I deleted the comment, but it's just the fact that it was there. And I'm pretty sure my grandson doesn't watch the channel. He ain't gonna watch his grandma, but still, what if his mother does? Or he does? Like, you don't even think that, like, that's my grandchild. What if he sees these comments? That's why I had to block my granddaughter from the channel. Because she was coming. I don't know. I just wanted to put that out there. And I know these are not people who are, my regular subscribers. I know it's not, the people that really rock with me. I know it's not y'all. I know it's just, some idiots. But still, these are not just like these are not just some random child that I just took a picture of. Like, this is my whole grandchild. And I'm a mama bear about my kids, about my family, period. Yeah, that is straight toxic masculinity. He's a baby. He is 11 years old. He's not even a teenager yet. And I caught him in a weird kind of position on the field. Like, he didn't even know I was taking his picture. And he was just kind of, moving. And I guess the person was insinuating in the photo that he looked feminine. So he's out on the football field with pads, helmet, and everything, and you still got feminine from that? Like, this is a boy out here playing football. And it's not flag football, it's contact football, like football. So, I don't know. People are crazy. Like he's not even a teenager yet. He's 11. But even if he was, you know, that would still not be your business. I don't know. I don't understand people sometimes. Because we don't live in a generation where kids are off limits. You know, when I was young, we would never talk about somebody else's child. Certain things were off limits. And kids definitely were because they can't defend themselves. You know, and his mama don't take no shit. His daddy, me, his grandpa. You would never say that to none of our faces. None of us. Because it would be bad for you. It would. You would never say that to our face. None of us. Mine, his mama, his daddy, his brothers, none of us. You wouldn't dare say that to our face. But it's easy to type ignorance. Um, you safe behind that keyboard. So I don't know. Hopefully this is my. I done made 2 videos today. Hopefully this is it. Unless Adrian comes and says something else, then I'm gonna have to come out and make another video. But yeah, go watch the other video that I posted today. And if you missed the first part of this video, go and check out the replay and make sure you thumbs up this video, like this video, and if you get an opportunity on the replay, come back in and leave me a heart or something, because I do need some more engagement on the replays also. I know some of you probably missed the first part of the replay, so go back in and at least watch, put a heart. Watch a little bit of the replay that you may have missed. Like, if you don't do nothing but watch 5 or 6 minutes of the first part of the video, go back and do that for me, because that does also help my engagement. Okay, I appreciate you guys. I thank you so much for being here. We want to thank the Peanut Gallery, who has got up and left, but we do want to thank him for coming in today and being a part of today's video. Even though you did not get a chance to see him, y'all should know what he looked like. I'm gonna probably put both of us on the thumbnail. But we do appreciate him anytime he comes and participates on the channel. And I will see you guys later. I love you. Bye.